Hello and welcome to AJ Storytime channel for kids. If you are new to my channel, please don't forget to subscribe and hit the little bell so you receive the notifications of when I am reading live or I downloaded a new video. Today's Storytime themes is about bees because right now is springtime and we are going to be looking at many different type of bees coming to get pollens from our flowers in the garden. So why don't we learn about them, right? The first book that we are reading is called Honey Bees by Lola M. Schaffer. Honey bees are insects. Do you know that? Look how beautiful these bees look. Honey bees have 6 legs. Honey bees have hair. Honey bees have large eyes. Honey bees have proboscis. Honey bees have antennas. Honey bees have a stinger. Now we have to be very careful that stinger don't go in our skin. Honey bees have wings. Honey bees fly and buzz. The end. Now you know a lot about honey bees, right? When you see one, stay away from it. Try not to bother because they're just doing their job, okay? They're pollinating the flowers. Our next book is called The Last Life Cycle of Bees. Animal Life Cycles by Rebecca Sabelko. Bee. Now, when you go back to school, you're going to tell your friends about what you learned today, right? What are bees? Bees are small, fuzzy insects. They buzz around flowers to collect pollen and nectar. This is the nectar inside the flower, and the pollen is that yellow powder that you see on the bee. She collects that from there. Bees are found all around the world. Life cycle of a bee. Most bees live alone. They live underground or inside wood. Some bees live in groups. Honeybees live together in hives. Bumblebees live in groups underground. Have you ever seen a bumblebee coming out of the ground in your backyard? Maybe this summer you can check, but from far away. This is what we call a beehive. I remember when I was a little girl in the Dominican Republic, we always have beehive in the tree. And we stay away from them because I got stink several times in my face because of bothering the bees. Each spring, female bees lay tiny eggs inside their nets or hive. Each egg gets its own cell. So this is the egg, this is the larva, and this is the cells. Growing up bees. First is one egg in 3 days. The larva is about 6 days, and the pupa that becomes between 16 and 24 days, and then you get an adult bee up to 5 years. After a few days, bee larvae break out of the eggs. Bee larvae must eat a lot. Many bees eat pollen and nectar. So the honeybee diet will be the larva, royal jelly, store fat, the pupa, and as an adult, you know what they get? Pollen and nectar. And this one is a worker bee. In honeybee hives, worker bees feed larvae royal jelly. Larvae store fat in their bodies. They make cocoons and become pupae. Now, do you remember another animal that flies that also get inside a cocoon? Can you tell me? Yes, that's a butterfly. Yeah. First they are a caterpillar and they become a butterfly. So that's especially what happened to the bee. They go into a cocoon just like that. In the cocoons, they store fat, helps pupae grow wings and legs. In a few weeks, the pupae become adult bees, and the bees break out of their cocoons. They leave their nests or hives, and it's time to take flight. Now, the honeybee grows an egg around zero point 0.4 inches, the larva around zero point 0.4 inches, and then the pupa is around zero point 0.5 inches, and as an adult, they are around zero point 0.6 inches. So the bees are big, all grown up. Young bees search for flowers. They eat pollen and nectar, and then they may hibernate through winter. As spring arrives, female build nests and they collect food and mate. Queen pupa. Honeybees have queens. When all queens die, new queens are raised. During their first flight, new queens mate with drones. And this is the drone. This is the queen. Now, how do we know which one is the queen? Because it's bigger and everyone wants to protect her. I learned that when I was a little girl. Queens and other female bees lay eggs in their hives or new nests. A new life cycle begins. And then it starts with the egg, the larva, the pupa, and then finally the bee as an adult. So there is always a process for everything in life. Just like us, we are in our mommy's belly, right? And then we are born and mommy and daddy take care of us and we become a little baby, a toddler. Then we go to elementary school, middle school, we become a teenager, go to high school, then you become an adult just like the bees. So I hope that you enjoy and learn something about our storytime theme for today, Spring Bee. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Goodbye.